What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reno, Nevada. It was snowing this morning. Now we got a little bit of rain. Brr, it is chilly. Not what we expected for weather in Nevada. Nonetheless, we are already out here competing. Athletes are making sure that they get their sight picture ahead of this stage. We are going to be covering stage 5 for men's tactical. They have nearly 30 competitors in this division alone, and we're going to take a look at what they're doing. It's a mix of shooting at the firing line, pistol and rifle, with some sandbag work, getting them up and over our rigs that are turned to the side. So let's turn the camera over and we will get started in just a moment. They had about 90 seconds to bring their rifles up to the firing line, remove the chamber flag, get a sight picture. They are going to be shooting in different locations from the barricade here, depending on which round they are in. Got a little bit of paintwork upgrade on our walls here. If you remember, we had these walls back at Nationals, and this will be our first regional event of the season that they will make an appearance.
Athlete 4, judge 4, you ready?
They're about to get started.
All right, boys. In 3, 2, 1, go!
And they will begin. So men's tactical, that sandbag weighs 60 pounds, bag over and body over all the way to our wall. Toss the bag, get your body over, make sure that that is in front of our board, and then they will start their fire sequence 1. So on the odd rounds, they will be working with their rifle. It's about 40 yards out. They will first shoot from either the left or right side of the barricade. 6 total shots. And then when they are done, they will move back down in their lane. This time the bags go all the way under and body under as well. Good technique here, dragging the bag, getting it all the way across that board. Yep, his judge just let him know, just got to scooch it back just a little bit. And then back to work. So you'll also notice that all of their magazines are here. So none of them are on their body, on their person. They have to collect them as they go. And that's also makes it a little bit easier for us and spectators to know which round they're in. 10 total rounds, 15-minute time cap. That means in order to finish before the time cap, they have to have a split of 1:30 each round or better. So now we will move to the pistol. 6 shots, and this is going to be about 12 yards out. And he shows clear, and he will head back down. So this is Cody Skellinger, again, men's tactical, the division that we're covering here. And we tend to get a lot of competitors in the men's tactical division. Very competitive between the groups. Also a lot of new faces that we are seeing out here in Reno among our elite divisions, our 40 plus, 50 plus, intermediate.
Nice work. All right, get that mag ready.
And you'll also notice, we were talking about the weather. There's always something different about the weather, whether it is hot when we're in the Carolinas or Florida, or even just a bit cold, or the snow and rain that we've had today. I've been talking to some of the athletes to see, are they going to wear gloves or not? So while that might keep your hands a little bit warmer, once you approach the firing line, you might not get as good of a grip on the trigger. So I would say most athletes have opted out to not wear gloves. Nonetheless, some, Ben Meyer here, chose to. So we'll have to talk to him after, see how it worked for him.
All right, track mag, roll forward.
And if you could hear his judge is just making sure that he does his clearing procedure correctly. So drop the magazine, pull the trigger, send the bolt forward, and then you put your rifle in your rifle box, leaving it there. The pistol does stay in the holster the whole time. Let's check in with some of our other athletes here. This is Dorian Ventura, now on your screen. And they'll move back. So let's see if we can tell who is in the lead based on how many magazines we have. So we got 5. Here. Sorry, gotta get lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His are in his little case. 1, 2, 6. And 3, 4, 5. Okay, so lanes 5 and 2 are going to be your leaders. I think both working on their rifle. So we'll come over to Jason Manchego.
Clear.
Nice strong toss. And then gets the bag back over. Good work. So this will be the start of his 6th of 10 rounds. So he is just a bit more than halfway for the time cap. We'll find out what time do we have right now? 6:35. Okay, so he's on a good pace right now to finish under that 15-minute time cap.
Clear.
Making good work, and again a nice big toss under the rig, under the board. Jesus. And he's still moving. 60 pounds in that sandbag, but I anticipate that at this point, since it's been raining and snowing out here, that it might just be a little bit heavier than 60 pounds at this point in the day. And it is still only morning, but luckily it's not raining anymore, but quite cold.
We're halfway. We're halfway.
Making great time. Slowing down though, taking deep breaths. Making sure you can get that heart rate down before he gets back to the firing line. And you'll notice for this division, men's tactical, those little pegs that they can use for their feet, their hands to grip to help get on over. In the men's elite, they are not allowed to use the pegs. So they have to up and over like a press, or if you're familiar with CrossFit movements, like a bar muscle up almost. Straight your arms and push your body over. So now he'll go through the center port. Sitting in the frog position here. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated when it comes to making sure that you can see the dot through your scope. You have to shift the rifle to the side so that you can see it through there. It takes a little bit of practice. So something that if you're home practicing a lot of dry fire, especially with those barricades, can be incredibly helpful, because there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to get your body in a position. It all has to do with a lot of mobility, to be honest, in your hips, in your knees, and also the length of your joints. You'll see taller athletes will have a very different strategy than some of the shorter, more petite athletes. Three rounds left before he finishes up. So now he'll move to pistol, and then we'll just have one more pistol and one more rifle. Let's check in though in our far lane.
5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Make sure you shoot from a new slot.
See where Cody is. So he's on his pistol. He might have gained ground on Jason. You're okay. Yeah, so we'll see him turn his head and his body so that he can see through his scope, see through his red dot.
Clear.
Yep, almost put it down, but then realized, nope, for the pistol, we got to put it back in the holster. So yeah, Cody has been able to gain some ground on Jason. He has now pulled ahead. This will be his last rifle, and then he will only have one more iteration with his pistol. Less than 5 minutes now, but based on his splits, should be able to finish under the cap. Really efficient. Only needed one peg to get himself over. So now he'll go to the bottom port. We'll see how he gets into a position here. So back to mobility in your hips and knees. Okay, so he started in that frog position, sitting all the way back. That wasn't comfortable. He probably was struggling to see through his scope, so now he's got this sideways sitting position.
Clear. All right, then one more. Go, man, you got it.
And he is not slowing down, still got a great pace moving, bringing that sandbag all the way across. He will grab his last magazine, 6 shots with the pistol, and then a run to the finish.
2.5 minutes left.
2.5 minutes, plenty of time to lock in a score. And then to get your final score, you will add all of your hits and misses. Good way to clean it, and then almost a shoulder press over.
All the way across the board.
Gets down, and we'll see what position, if he gets in the same position with his pistol, or yep.
You got plenty of time, so make all your shots count.
Just trying to get comfortable, find the best way to see his targets.
Nice. 90 seconds!
Here he goes. We'll clear the pistol, holster it in,
All right, man. Tell him to do work.
and then back to the finish line, but needs to make sure he brings the bag all the way over. And time will stop when he crosses that board. And then 1 minute left. Now that he is done under the time cap, you can earn additional points to your total score with the amount of times you get your body and bag over the rig here. So this is huge, especially as we watched a handful of men in the men's tactical division not even finish the prescribed work under the time cap. So the fact that he's able to have a full minute to get extra points here is going to be big when it comes to that score on the overall leaderboard.
We'll get one more.
Nice work for him. We'll chat with him in just a moment. Cody Skellinger finishing under the cap.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time!
That looked pretty fun, Cody.
Yeah.
How do your hands feel? Are they numb? Can you even feel your fingertips right now? That's what we got to know.
I started with gloves, and I think that helped, but they're okay. They're not bad.
Why did you decide to take off the gloves then? Was it challenging when you were trying to pull the trigger?
It was collecting a lot of dirt. I noticed on my pistol, drawing it on the third iteration of pistol, it was caked. So I figured my hands might not keep as much dirt.
Where are you from? Are you from a place that has weather like this?
Yeah, I'm from Northern California in the mountains, so this
Snow,
isn't
cold,
uncommon.
rain, no problem for you.
Right.
How long have you been doing TAC games?
5 years, but inconsistent.
What is it like competing with these other fellow competitors in men's tactical? Because we always see a stacked group of guys out here.
It's great. I like the competition. It's definitely a step up from intermediate, but it's good. It's good competition.
Great to see you out here. Congrats.
Thanks very much.
Men's tactical, we're wrapping it up out here. Several more stages to cover. I think it might be dry for the rest of the day, but it's still gonna be a little windy and cold. We'll see how all of these athletes take on the elements here in Reno, Nevada. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this to a friend. Helps the channel grow, helps the sport grow, and we'll see you next time.